Hello and thank you for joining me today on the Political Conversationalist. My name is Ben Phipps. Today we're going to discuss the viability of legislation to prevent the government from running further and further into debt every year. Now, if your family is anything like my family, you sit down every month and you make a budget. You compare how much money you're going to bring in to how much money has to go out. If there's any left over, well, happy day, you have some spending money that month. And if not, well, you're pretty much screwed. Budgeting is a normal part of life. Every adult has to budget to stay out of debt. But do you know who's in a tremendous amount of debt and doesn't know how to budget? The federal government. The U.S. government is currently $21 trillion in debt. And worse, if the U.S. ever finds itself in a place where it can't make its debt payments on time or defaults on its loans, global stock markets will tank, interest rates will skyrocket, the value of the dollar will disintegrate, and the U.S. will enter a massive recession. With all that looming in the background, you would think that the government would be trying to get out of debt. You're wrong to think that. In fact, final numbers aren't available, but according to all projections, the government went $793 billion more into debt in 2018. Now, I think the major reason that the government is not responsible with its money is that it's not the government's money, it's the taxpayers' money. In fact, that's pretty much the only way the government makes money. Why would they be responsible with money that's not theirs and seemingly endless? But as the taxpayers, and as the voters, we need to demand some responsibility. And it's not like there's no possible solution to this problem of running a deficit. In fact, the Congressional Budget Office has over 100 suggestions on their website as to how to reduce the debt. All of them warrant discussion, especially when we're in such dire need of reducing the debt. Particularly of interest to me is tightening eligibility for SNAP, reducing subsidies for agriculture, reducing the defense budget, reducing our nuclear capability, reducing the amount we spend on other countries, and stopping trying to explore space. They also have numerous suggestions as to how to bring in more money, like adjusting the tax brackets, eliminating itemized deductions, and increasing the corporate tax. According to the Congressional Budget Office, following just the guidelines I mentioned could mean a net gain of $1.9 trillion to $2.2 trillion to the U.S. government, which means they could run a surplus and actually pay back some of their debt. Now, if I had my way and I could write this law from start to finish, the only exception I would give to this rule is if we were in a major war with another nation. Other than that, the government should never run into a deficit. That's poor planning for the future. And we as the taxpayers, we as the voters, we need to make the demand that they become responsible with our money before this nation collapses under the feet of our grandchildren. Thanks for watching.